Hello everyone, welcome to India First. Before we dive into today's topic, let's watch a short video clip. This footage is from a local celebration at a mosque in Tirthala, a town in the Palakkad district of Kerala. After watching the video, we will discuss it in detail. In the video, you just saw young men enthusiastically marching on elephants dressed in warrior-like attire. However, what stands out is that they are carrying images of Hamas and Hezbollah terrorists, groups that the world view with contempt. These are the same leaders who planned and executed the October 7 massacre. They commanded their followers to infiltrate Israel, commit horrific acts of sexual violence against women and children, and murder them in cold blood. And yet, young Muslims in Kerala celebrate these masterminds of terror. What does this say about Kerala? What message are they sending to the world? Where is Kerala heading? Think about it. Even if the Israeli forces eliminate Hamas and Hezbollah in Gaza and Lebanon, their ideological successes seem to be growing in India, right here in a southern state. This is not just a concern for Kerala, it's a national security threat. But the government and political representatives in Kerala are not taking this seriously. In fact, they seem to be indirectly supporting these extremist ideologies for the sake of appeasing a well-organized Muslim vote bank. Kerala is currently ruled by the Left Democratic Front (LDF), led by the Communist Party of India (CPM). The opposition is the United Democratic Front (UDF), led by Congress Party. Both these alliances are competing to shield such anti-national and inhuman activities. Their sole objective, securing the Muslim vote, which makes up nearly one-third of the state's electorate. This is not the first time such incidents have surfaced from Kerala. A few months ago, in the same state, a Christian priest was attacked by around 25 youths who stormed into a church with cars and bikes, attempting to kill him. The Kerala Chief Minister initially instructed the police and media not to disclose the religion of the accused, but later he had no choice but to admit that all of them were Muslims. Kerala holds the record for the highest number of recruits to ISIS from India. In this very state, Islamist group once marched through the streets chanting slogans warning Hindus and Christians to prepare for their deaths. During the anti-CAA protest, Muslim extremists in Kerala declared that they still possessed the sword used in the 1921 Malabar massacre, where thousands of Hindus were slaughtered. It was in Kerala that people offered funeral prayers for Saddam Hussein and Ajmal Kasab. It was in Kerala's major city, Kochi, where funeral prayers were held for Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. Radical Islamist elements in Kerala have attempted to incite riots across India by protesting against laws passed by the parliament, such as the CAA. They have travelled to Kashmir to support terrorists against the Indian army. They have been actively involved in recruiting individuals for ISIS. If one observes closely, it becomes clear that Kerala has become the epicenter of all such dangerous religious extremism in India. As the world witnesses these events repeatedly, the perception of Kerala's Muslim community will start to shift negatively. Eventually, these sentiments may extend to all Kerala people, including those who have no involvement in such activities. With Donald Trump's presidency, global politics began to change. He put an end to the so-called US aid that was being funneled into destructive activities worldwide. He also exposed the term Islamophobia as a propaganda tool. Iran and Turkey, which once dreamed of global Islamic dominance, are now being forced to abandon those ambitions. Qatar, which provided indirect financial support for these movements, has also started changing its stance. The Al Jazeera network may soon limit itself to sports and entertainment. In the midst of these global changes, Kerala's Islamist factions, blinded by their hatred for Hindus, continue to indulge in extremist rhetoric, often discussed as secularism. However, the ultimate victim of this will be the ordinary Muslims and Keralites who simply want to live a peaceful life. It won't be surprising if, in the near future, Kerala people find it difficult to rent a hotel room in other Indian states or foreign countries without undergoing police verification. This would be a direct consequence of Kerala's growing reputation as a hub for radicalism. Yet Kerala's political parties are too focused on electoral gains to recognize this dangerous trajectory. Their main concern is securing votes, not safeguarding the state's future. The world belongs to everyone. Religion is merely a human construct. Jews, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, African tribes, and Yazidis all have equal right on this planet. If any group believes they can dominate the entire world through force, they need to hear one simple truth. Your ambition is foolish and your plans have already failed. That's all for today on India First. Stay aware, stay informed, and always put the nation's interest first. Jai Hind.